as we have been discussing about Panchakosha, how to manage creating distance between I and what I am not. Because the whole world, if you look at, only two things exist. One is I, other one is what I am not. And my job is here to make sure that what is not I must not be taken as I. Generally, what is I is always misunderstood, and what is not I is being considered as I. So instead of I, you can use the word self, okay? Same thing. And that's why elaborately, especially here in Viveka Chudamani, it is being taught very carefully that how these kosas, which is in reality called not I, non-self, but appears to be self. And that is how we have all sort of association. And interestingly, as we see more and more, that is what the life is. Please understand. In life, there is nothing to achieve. In life, there is nothing to show up. In fact, in life, you don't have to live. Anyway, you will be living somewhere or other. You understand? Life is not all about living also. But in life, at least let me be a karma yogi. Because now conveniently I can use this word because all of you are aware of it very well. Let me live life as a karma yogi. So once I start living my life as a karma yogi, I achieve everything in one basket. Can you see this point? Everything falls in one basket, that is called karma yoga. Because without knowledge, there cannot be karma yoga. Impossible. And you live the life gracefully because of karma yoga, your attitude. Because you don't work with likes and dislikes. And because you are working, karma has to bring karma phalam. So that means there is some comfort. But those comforts or achievements or success doesn't make you get carried away. That's why you can see in Bhagavad Gita, before the war, Arjuna was excited. He was looking for the war. He was literally excited. That's why the first chapter, what did it say? Look, Ratham Stapayam Achyuta. Oh Achyuta, may you place my chariot in between what? Both the people, so that I can see who are there, who are not there, who has come to fight. So there is some type of excitement in Arjuna's life where Krishna is next to him. Imagine. Now same Arjuna, after few minutes or few seconds, where is the excitement? So also he looked for success. And he wanted to celebrate also success. But because he went through, or he started living or looking at the war as, the yoga attitude, did they celebrate after the war? There was no celebration at all. After Mahabharata war, there was no celebration at all. The interesting thing. Because there is nothing called success. If you are a karma yogi, what success you look for? And what is a failure? Because the success and failure are connected to these 5 koshas. Can you see this point? So more I am connected to any kosha. That's right. Then Swamiji, whatever you are saying, so nothing to do. Wow, morning and evening you are doing all these things, so nothing to do. Kirtan do you do? Hey, Kirtan also you have to do. Okay, remember this point. If you have to do Kirtan, better do proper Kirtan. Okay, don't do Kirtan like a donkey, please. If you have to do some Kirtan, at least do better. That is what karma yoga. Whatever you do, do the best and leave the rest. Never ever compromise. That's why when this happens, now let us look at the verse. What he says? Yoyam atma swayam jyotihi panchakosha vilakshanam avasthatraya sakshisan nirvikaro niranjanam Sadananda savigneya swatmatvena vipaschitam. So if I am someone, not these 5 koshas, then what says? Yah ayam atma swayam jyotiti. So this Atma, this I, this self, is Swayam Jyoti, is self-effulgent. It does not shines after anything. All the koshas shines after me, whereas I am Swayam Jyotihi. And of course, Panchakosha Vilakshanaha. So I am someone who is distinct from 5 koshas. So 5 koshas depends upon me, but I don't depend upon 5 koshas. 5 koshas, for their existence, they need my support. Whereas me to exist do not need, or does not need, better, okay, does not need any of their support. Because I am self-existence. And of course, I am Niranjanaha and Nirvikaraha. So there is no vikara, no modification. And of course, there is no any sort of anjana, any sort of purpose, any sort of, let us say, any sort of wrong things, free from all sort of impurities. Sadananda, always happy, ever happy. And so that Atma is to be known, Vigneha, to be known, not to be realized, so that you have to close your eyes to realize. So you realize how stupid you are, okay? You never realize who you are. Realization is only understanding one's own stupidity. In fact, more you realize how stupid you are, more you are a mature person, more you are a knowledgeable person. Do you agree or not? And especially, my popular joke is all these married people, okay, both men and women. So they realize more and more how stupid they were. Anyway, this is my popular joke, okay, because I have to cut some joke. Please allow me, okay. I don't have much joke, okay, getting over, so that's why. However, so to be known, to be understood. So when it is to be understood, what? Says, look, as what? Sadananda, all these qualifications, as Swatmatvena, as one's self. So I am someone who is Sadananda, who is Niranjana, who is Nirvikara, who happens to be Avastatraya Sakshi, doesn't belong to any, state, neither waking or dream or deep sleep, but who witnesses all the three states, and of course, who is Panchakosa Vilakshana, who is distinct from all the five kosas, and Swayam Jyoti, of course, self-effulgent. Now, if this is the case, and this Shishya was waiting. Disciple is waiting for a long time. His mouth was, a lot of questions, a lot of doubts were there. So he cannot keep quiet. So he has to come forward, okay? Ask something. And interestingly also, if you observe, I think once in a while I should allow you people to ask, okay? Like, some 10-15 minutes every week, at least we should have some interaction. Now I'm coming to the point, okay? Doesn't look nice. So then, Shishya comes up. Shishya uvacham mityatvena nishiddheshu koseshveteshu panchashu sarvabhavam vina kinchite na pasyatnyatra he guru Vigyeyam kimu vastuati, Vigyeyam kimu vastuasti Swatmanatma vipaschita. So, he says, look, he comes to the very clearly. Mithyattvena nishiddheshu kosesu eteshu kosesu nishiddheshu mithyattvena. So eteshu panchasu, let us say, eteshu panchasu kosesu. That means these five kosas. And what happens? Negated, nishiddheshu, being negated. As what? Of course, as mithya, being mithya, seeing that it has no reality at all. Now what I come to conclusion? Sarvam abhavam kinchit na pasyami atra. So that means what? Look, once these five kosas are being negated, now kinchit na pasyami. Oh Guru, hey Guru, oh Reverend teacher, atra kinchit na pasyami. I don't see anything. It is like, you are standing on a peak of a mountain. Let us say you are standing on the mountain and there is one big stone or something like that. Now that stone is being removed from your under your feet. Now what happens? When you look down, is there anything? What you will see? What you will say? I don't see anything. Means only I see my death, okay? I am falling down. There will be nothing. Now whole life I was holding on to what? Panchakosas. Now Swamiji, when you are teaching, also you are holding on to Vijnanamaya Kosha. Without holding, without associating with the Vijnanamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha, there cannot be teaching. So whole transaction, whole life moves with the kosas. Now you are saying, okay, I negated, I understand, I negated all the five kosas. So once I negated five kosas, oh Reverend teacher, I don't see anything. Everything is gone. So sarvam abhavam iti. Now tell me, kimu vigyam vastu asti swatmana? And that too, atma vipaschita. You said, okay, wise people should negate and understand. Now tell me, now what a wise man should realize, should understand, should know as one's own self. Is there anything? I don't see anything. Can you see? This is the point to understand the question. How the student come to a conclusion first? I don't see anything. You understand? Then to get the support, or let us say to get the endorsement from the Guru, brings the teaching. You said wise people previously to negated everything. Now tell me what wise people should look at as one's own self. I don't see anything. Such a very typical mind of any one of us. Because this is what we do without our knowledge. How the conclusive idea is being presented and I look for endorsement. And moreover, while looking for endorsement, I also do compare. So here also comparison is there. Because I don't see, then how come wise person will see? When I don't see, that means wise person cannot see. So there is a comparison also. And of course, when this is being asked, so how the Guru has to answer? Guru has to answer, you know very well. You have to support. So let us see how the Guru answers very carefully. Let us read. Sri Guru Ruvacha Satyamuktam Toya Vidvan Nipuno Se Vicharane Ahamadi Vikaraste Tadabhavo Yamapyano. Now, the Guru replies, Satyam Uktam Tuya, O Vidwan, O learned one. Because straight away, you have to accept the person. This is the best way of handling a situation. Remember, whenever a person raises a question in your life, any moment, first accept that person. After accepting that person, then you have to acknowledge the thinking faculty. Then only slowly you can point out where the person is wrong. Generally what we do habitually, because of our insecurity, because of our lack of self-confidence, whenever a person raises a question, we feel challenged. The moment we feel challenged, we never accept that person. Have you not observed this point? Sometimes people just raises question, not for the question, just to be accepted. Have you not observed? A child raises question many times, not to know, but just to draw the attention, just to be accepted. we dismiss the child then and there, psychologically we destroy the child forever. Have you not observed? Many children or those who have grown up, they are not able to know much things because in their childhood, when the child keeps asking, what is this, what is that, what is that? If that child is being really ridiculed, looked down, psychologically child is destroyed, and that child definitely will not be able to know when he grows up or she grows up. Because that faculty is, it's exactly like a plant. Just observe the plant. So in the plant, if you cut it, it will start growing different way. Suppose in the plant there is some ants or some other thing. That particular thing becomes the tender leaf or whatever, that becomes very weak. Will that plant be able to grow properly? Impossible to grow. Unless you cut it and throw it, then only it will start growing. So what has happened to many of us? That whenever any question comes to us, first we feel that it is a challenge, especially in our relationship. Other person might be asking questions just for the sake of question, or to draw the attention. Many times people ask the question in relationship just to draw the attention, because they do not know how to draw the attention. But what happens to us? Whenever we are challenged or we feel challenged, we create a shield. After sealing ourselves, now we want to protect, we want to defend. So that's why here is being said, look, Satyam Uktam iti toya, O Vidwan, O learned one. Rightly you have spoken. That means perfect. Nipunaha asi vicharamani. Very well. Why I said this thing? Not simply I am telling you. You are very good, very clever, very smart and intelligent in your vichara, in your discrimination process. But what is happening here is, here when you do it, how you do a discrimination? Ahamadi Vikaraha te tat abhava ayam api anu. So when you are, we'll be seeing the next verse. That means you are able to very well discriminate, analyze the presence of the ego and the absence as well. So that means the teacher did not dismiss anything. Can you see? So instead of self, same aham, earlier it was atma. So that atma he converted into aham. Can you see this point? So aham adi. So the ego, aham here is ego, ahankar. So you are able to analyze very well the presence and absence of it. That's fantastic. Then what he says, let us read the next. Sarve enanubhuyante yah soyam nanubhuyate tamatmanam veditaram vidhi buddhyasu sukshmayam. Says, look, why I said this is your ego ahamadi, not as self, because sarve ena anubhuyante. that everything is being experienced by which? All these things, whatever we experience, by which all are being experienced. Anubhuvayante. Yah swayam na anubhuyate iti. At the same time, that which is swayam itself, not experienced. That's why experiencing one's own self will not work. Then he says, look, if this is the case, that means, if you want to put it in, the one who experiences everything while being not experienced. One who perceives everything but not being perceived. And that principle is what? He says, look, tam atmana, that self, veditaram, vidhiti, and by what? Susuksmaya buddhya iti. So you need a subtle intellect. So when it is subtle intellect, susuksmaya, extremely. Intellect itself is subtle. Again, what is susuksmaya? Remember, we say beautifully, the buddhi with ahankara is like a nail of the top or any pin with the top. So if you look at any nail or pin on the top, that is flat or not? Where it needs to be hammered, you understand? The nail can go anywhere, easily enter. But the top portion where it is being hammered, can it enter? It never enters. It is only meant for to be hammered, nothing else, okay? So that top portion is considered, we call as ego. This is the example we look at day-to-day life. Like somebody say, look, when you look at a nail, look at how you exist in that nail. How your ego always creates a distance, doesn't want to enter, but always gets hammered. So here it's being highlighted, susuksmaya, free from ego. That's why that is called susuksmaha, very subtle. In short, what we call as with the grace. Ishvara grace, Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa. Then only the buddhi will be sharper, or else buddhi will be grosser. Because all our buddhi is related to what? The ego or not? Anytime we use our buddhi for what? How smart we are, how intelligent we are to protect my 5 kosas or related to 5 kosas. Have you not observed? Whole day, whatever we do, just to protect, just to maintain either 5 kosas or related to 5 kosas. Even if we protect, can we really protect? When time comes, it has to fall down, everything and everything. That doesn't mean that you don't have to protect. Better you protect. But don't think that you will be able to protect. Your job is to protect. Be a karma yogi, you understand? Because if I look at, the best example is, actually teaching also is false. There is no need of teaching. But if I don't teach, what else to do? If you don't attend the class, what else to do at this moment? What you would have done? Okay, watch television or do something or other, different time zone, different ways. It has people. And poor lady, the Laura today. So what I am trying to say is, so each one would have done something differently. But you do, here this is called karma yoga attitude. You ask the question, what else to do? If I don't do, what else to do? So in the process what happens? That the buddhi is not connected to any of your kosas. Can you see this point? Because all the time the buddhi, the vijnanamaya kosha, is ready or willing to associate with lower kosas so that it passes over. Can you see this point? It is like exactly that will be, and he will be looking always when this teacher is going to go away, so that again it becomes a bus. So how this monitor, because we had this system in India, nowadays I do not know that in the school classrooms are there or not. If they are good, if not, they are no problem. Same thing also, Vijnanamaya kosha is behaving like exact like old age monitor. You understand? Never wants to be associated with me, the Atma. Always wants to associate with the lower four fellows, so that it can pass over. You understand? So all my buddhi, all my discrimination faculty is connected to other four kosas and related to four kosas. Can you see this point? So here I need susuksmaya buddhya. This is susuksmaya buddhya. Suksma buddhi, susuksma buddhi, extremely subtle buddhi. And he says, look, this is to be known as Veditaram, the knower. So who is the knower? The knower is the one who knows everything while remaining unknown. The one who perceives everything without being perceived. The one who experiences everything without being experienced. Can you see this point? And that is me. That's why me cannot be experienced. The experiencer cannot be experienced. Can you see this point? That's why the more I try to experience in the name of meditation, I don't experience me. Only I experience what? Other things other than me. That's why meditation, by meditation no one realizes. Yes, you will be able to realize who you are not who you are. Who you are not, you can realize. That's why mere meditation will not make a person to understand one's own self. That's why Buddha himself failed. The teaching of Buddha fails here. I am sorry, this is how we have to bring it. Because you will not work. So here, when the experiencer cannot be experienced, the moment the experiencer is experienced, that becomes another object of experience. Can you see this point? Now that object of experience is being experienced by whom? Who is that experiencer? And we get into such a loop, we cannot come out of it. Then you will say, I am having transcendental. So how you jump out of loop? Don't ask. So if this is the case, then why can't you take from the beginning? Hey, look, I am already from the beginning, it's a bit mental. Why to bring transcendental? So you are happy, I am happy, everybody is happy. However, that's why the Shastra plays a big role. Meditation is a must. Shastra never says, in fact, we use this word Atma to be understood. In order to understand Veditavyam, to be known, to be understood, in order to understand Atma, Shrotavyam, you need to do Shravanam, Mantavyam, you need to do Mananam, Nitidhyasitavyam, you need to do Nitidhyasanam, means contemplation, again meditation, dwelling upon. Shastra never says that you should not do meditation. Shastra is never against of meditation, remember, never. But Shastra clearly highlights, just by mere meditation, you cannot understand yourself either. This is the difference. Mere Shastra, if you try to meditate, you will only meditate what is convenient to you. Like Pujya Swamiji used to say very nicely, yes, 10 years before I knew I am really stupid, now I meditated. After 10 years only I will get confirmation how stupid I was or I am. So only through meditation I get confirmation. Not any understanding comes. Can you see this point? You can see great people, those who have gone to meditation. After coming out of meditation, only they have given confirmation. Whatever they were holding on to. That's why even putting Buddha is my favorite topic. He was against the culture, tradition, because he was not giving sannyasa. That was his problem. Because he was not giving sannyasa, this nobody talks. This is a very unfortunate thing. This is my favorite topic. And what he did, he completely went against of culture, tradition, and he created a parallelly another culture, tradition like any king could do. So basically he was a king. After so-called renunciation, he remained a king. He influenced. Of course, a lot of stories were created later on. Anybody can do it. It's like, no, nowadays also gurus are being created. Tomorrow if I die and there is a lot of sense of guilt in any one of you, then you will try to glorify me in such a way. Swamiji was a god. And luckily if there is a movement happens, then what will happen to me? Don't worry, I will be available as a god everywhere. Simple. And each one will start writing book, and third party who has never seen me reading 2-3 of books understands, so this book sells very well. Now let me write a book on Swamiji. Reading 2-3 of books and can write another book, and that will be the best seller, okay? I'm sorry, this is what the truth, this is the reality. Okay, let's read the next. Tat sakshikam bhavet tadya. Sorry, tat sakshikam bhavet tat tadyadena anubhuyate kasyapyananubhutarthe saksitvam nopayujyate. Says, look, he says, tat sakshikam bhavet tat. Yat yat yena anubhuyate, that which is witnessed by something else. That means automatically it has got witness. As we discussed, same point. The experiencer is experienced. The later on what? Again to be experienced. Who is experiencing? The loop we get into. And he says, look, here, yena anubhuyate kasya api, that by which nothing or anyone is experienced. And of course, ananubhutarthe, when that object is not known, that is what is called sakshitvam. And he uses what? This witness would na upayujyate, and it is not possible. Because, very simple, we need to really look at the sakshi, which is being explained in the next verse in a better way. Experiencer cannot be experienced by anybody or anything. It is not possible. If the experiencer is perceived by anybody or anything, that again becomes another object of experience. Only it has to be experienced by itself. Can you see? What we call as the experiencer, object of experience, and the process of experiencing becomes one and same. So that means we also need to see that this three thing, what we call as triputi, knower, object of knowledge, and the process of knowing, has to be one and same. If I say, look, I know myself as what? That's why a knower of one's own self does not open the mouth. If a wise one says, I am wise, becomes otherwise. Can you see this point? If a wise person, any wise person says, I am wise, will you accept that person? Yes, but nowadays in marketing, you have to do it, okay, everybody. Enlightened master. I am enlightened master, I can give enlightenment. And of course another group says, actually my guru is enlightened. This is another marketing, okay. My guru was enlightened, 1008 enlightened. Okay. Means as though 1008 times he was enlightened, okay. Means how stupid he was, okay. Means one time he would not understand, so he had to go through 1000 times, okay. So that means it's very clear. Me being the experiencer cannot be experienced by any other means or any other way other than me experiencing myself, which will be seen in the next verse. Also, स्वसाक्षिको भाव यत स्वेन अनुभूयते अतः परम स्वयं साक्षात् प्रत्येक आत्मा न च इतरः, which we'll see tomorrow, and we'll try to look at all this aspect technically. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamaya Visheshyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.